J.P.BBQ in here again. I'm going to be smoking a brisket this weekend and going to make a simple rub. These are all products that I got from my local grocery store. I'm going to be using quarter cup of kosher salt, quarter cup of black pepper. I got a tablespoon of garlic powder, a tablespoon of onion powder, some chili powder as well, tablespoon of that, and a little bit of paprika, probably a little bit less than a tablespoon of paprika, help give it some color. I like using chili powder, gives the meat a little bit of kick, but if all you wanted to use was just kosher salt and black pepper, that's almost just, you can't go wrong with making a nice little rub with that for a brisket. So all we're going to do is mix these in the container, throw the black pepper, throw the salt, garlic powder, onion powder, chili, and paprika. Okay, close this sucker up and give it a good little shake, and you can see it takes a nice little color. This seasoning, especially the paprika, you can start seeing the coloring in it, and it's going to create a nice little bark, a nice little coat on our brisket that we're going to be doing. And all we're going to do is just sprinkle a little bit on here. Should probably just transfer it over to my fancy dandy little seasoning container here. Put it all up in there. This thing works wonders. I really like it. Does a great job as far as pouring out, and there she goes. That's all you want to do. You want to make a nice little coat with this seasoning. You want to make sure you get the sides. Bought this brisket up at Costco. Costco's got some good prices on brisket, and all I'm using is just the flat, and didn't have to do much trimming on it. Still got a nice little fat cap, about a 1/4 inch of fat on it. Didn't want to take any more off of it because since it is the flat, don't want it to dry up on me in my smoker. So I'm going to cover this side as well. Get a nice generous covering of this seasoning. Make sure we get the sides. And that's really about all we're going to do. Once we let this seasoning sit in, we're going to stick it in the refrigerator. Tomorrow morning, pop this brisket in the smoker and call it good and have some nice meat for the weekend. Here's my setup. The meat's got the probe inserted into the fattest part of the brisket. This would be my temperature sensing probe for the internal temperature. And then the rack, I installed I mounted the ambient temperature probe towards the back. That way it stays away from the meat, but it's on the same level as the brisket will be. And this will be my ambient temperature probe. And I'll be monitoring this with my new iGrill Weber temperature thermometer, and pretty excited to give this a try. So you guys stay tuned, and I'll give you guys an update on how it's coming along. Brought it up to an internal temperature of 160 degrees and just took it out. I'm fixing to wrap it, but before I wrap it, I'm going to season it with some barbecue sauce, and when I wrap it, I'm going to try to put it back in, make sure that the fat side of the cap is up, because once I cook it up to a temperature of 195, I want those juices that are coming out of that fat cap to penetrate into the meat. So here's what the brisket looks like so far. Still got my meat probe in there. And all I'm going to do is just lather this brisket up with some barbecue sauce and wrap it up. And I'm going to do something different. I haven't used this method of wrapping before, but I actually have some butcher paper, and I'm going to wrap it up in butcher paper and see if there's any difference in the taste of the meat. But so far the brisket is looking really good. Can't wait to cut into it. Still got to give it probably a couple more hours for it to get to that 195, 200 degree temperature. So let me flip. And oh yeah, look at that nice and toasty fat part of the brisket. I'm trying to get some of this barbecue sauce all up on the side. Brisket is looking really, really good. And I think I poured just enough barbecue sauce to get both sides. Okay. And there's, oops, peel that off. Alrighty, there's that. Let me grab me a little piece of this butcher paper. So this butcher paper supposedly traps the moisture in, and it'll make this brisket that much more tender and juicy. So at least that's what I'm hoping for. But that's really about it. That's what she looks like, nice and wrapped. I'm going to put it back into the smoker and bring it up to a 195 temperature and see what she looks like. Okay, talk to you guys later, and we'll see what this brisket comes out like once it reaches 200 degrees. Let me get me a couple slices right here. And we're gonna do a little taste test and a little pull test on it. Look at this. Oh my goodness. This looks absolutely amazing. There's that bend test. Stays to itself, and we'll do a little pull test. Oh yeah. Well, let me cut this sucker up some more. And give it the taste test. It's good. I like it. It's still a little tough. Not sure what went wrong here, but you know, we're still experimenting. But as far as moist, it is very moist. I'm not sure if there was enough internal fat inside of the brisket itself, because it was just the flat part of it. But as far as taste, tastes very good, like the pecan. And I'm gonna give me some more slices right here. Let's try this again. Oh yeah. Nope. You see how it tears like that? I'm not sure if maybe I needed to let it rest some, but it's not the best brisket I've made, but it's good. Take two on cutting this brisket. Did not like the way it came out the first time. Actually, it tasted good. Took on a nice good smoke flavor and the seasoning, and as far as the taste, it was good, but it just wasn't tender enough, and I'm not sure what happened. I'm thinking maybe I didn't leave it in the smoker long enough, or maybe I got a misreading on my thermometer. Not sure. It could have been several things, but I cut half of it, wrapped it in aluminum, put it back inside the smoker for 2 hours, and we're gonna take a look at it now. See how it looks. So it's been about an hour since I took it out, so it's been resting out here for about that long. So just and it does smell wonderful. It smells delicious, but the point I'm trying to achieve here is the tenderness, and we're gonna see if it reached that tenderness. If not, back to the drawing board. Let's see. Put that right there, and get us a little slice right here. Maybe 2 slices. Alright, so let's see, yeah, no, it's a little better than it was, but it's not what I'm trying to achieve. I'm thinking maybe, not sure if it was the brisket or what. Maybe it just didn't have enough fat inside of the brisket itself, because this was just the flat part of the brisket. It was not a whole packered brisket, and usually the flat part does not have enough of the fat in order for it to make that collagen and get the juiciness out of it. Let me try to get one more slice right here, and as you can see, it's still got plenty of juice. It's just the meat part down here is just so not as tender as I would like. That is a little better right there. Maybe I just need to leave it wrapped up for a little while longer and see what happens. But as far as the brisket in this test cook, I'm not happy with it. Okay, if you know what maybe I did wrong, or maybe what I could have done better, please do me a favor. Put something down in the comments. I'd be happy to read it and see where this brisket went wrong. Okay, peace out.